Hello, I am Alfredo Hernandez-Garcia, and this is my 4th student video. So I have 3 questions. For my first one, I have to integrate this equation right here. And so I started by splitting my fraction and setting up 2 integrals. So my first integral, I have 4 over e to the power 3x, and then my second one, I have e to the power 5x over e to the power 3x. I went ahead and simplified my integrals by taking out constants when I started using u substitution. And so for this first one, my u was negative 3x, and so my du was negative 3. And so I went ahead and divided by negative 3, or multiplied by negative 1/3 to cancel that out. And so I have this integral. And then for the second one, my u was 2x, and my du was 2 times dx. And so I went ahead and multiplied by 1/2 to get rid of that 2. And then using u substitution, the integral of e to the power of x is still e to the power of x. So I just plugged in my u's back, and I got this plus c. For my second equation, I saw that I was multiplying 2 functions that were unrelated to each other. So I use integration by parts. And so I went ahead and spelled out my limit to find out which of these functions, my 3x or my e to the power 7x, will be my u. It ended up being this polynomial, 3x. So 3x was my u, my du was 3dx, dv was that, and so my v is that. And so I just plugged these in to my equation, and I ended up getting this. Had to find this integral. I went ahead and took out the 3 over 7 and used u sub to solve for this integral of e to the power 7x, and I ended up giving this equation plus c. For the last question, I had to integrate sine to the power of 7x times cosine to the power of 3x. I started by starting with the trig function, which had the lowest exponent, which was cosine to the power of 3. I ended up simplifying it into cosine to the power of x times cosine of x times cosine to the power of 2 of x. And I ended up using my trig identity. Cosine squared of x is equal to 1 minus sine squared of x. And plugging that in, I went ahead and distribute my sine to the power of 7x into this binomial. So I ended up with this equation. And I was able to use u substitution, where my u was sine of x, my du was cosine of x, which gave me my cosine that I had in my integral. And so I ended up having to integrate u to the power of 7 minus u to the power of 9 with respect to u. And I ended up getting that, and plugging in my u, I got this equation plus c. Thank you very much.